Let me read off a list to you. Edmund Burke, Abraham Lincoln, Theodore Roosevelt, Ronald Reagan, William F. Buckley, Paul Weyrich, Colin Powell. Have you heard of those names? If you heard of those names, you must be a Republican. Today, I'm going to figure out a strategy for the Republican Party. Of course, go ahead, post your comments at the bottom. As an American, we all are divided by party lines, whether it's the Democratic Party or the Republican Party. Right now, the Democratic Party is going to be in Congress soon, and they will have control over 58 seats, I guess, with one being contested right now. And the Republicans are in the minority, and of course, it's up to the leadership of Senator Mitch McConnell, Representative John Boehner, and many people in the Republican movement to at least get this going back to the way it was so that they can establish a group of ideas and thoughts where America can at least get past the turmoil and the dividedness that allowed Barack Obama to excel from senator to president. Now, I'm not stabbing no independent voter or Democratic voter in the back. I voted for Republicans and I voted for Democrats. Today, we're going to try to figure out basically on what kind of strategy the Republican Party has to do in order for them to capture the White House in the future or Congress in the future. With the toxic approval ratings of President Bush, it seems likely that the Republicans are in a need for a new strategy. They are not clearly on the message, and many Republicans are trying to figure out which way the party will go. Will it be more conservative? Will it be more moderate? Will it be more liberal? And I come to this conclusion that the Republican Party has to first think, what kind of voter do they want? Do they want the voters that are religious? Do they want the Rush Limbaugh audience? Do they want the African Americans, the Latino Americans, the Arab Asian Americans? Do they want that type of crowd? I'm not sure on what kind of direction the Republican Party will go, because many Americans are pretty much disgusted on the party's direction because they doubt that the Republican Party was too divisive. And from the election and why they're having trouble trying to court minority voters is because of the divisive strategies of people like Pat Robertson and Rush Limbaugh. So at the title of the video, Should the Republicans Divorce Rush Limbaugh and Pat Robertson, I was trying to inform that many Americans are starting to wise up to the entertainers of the dumb right. Now, normally I'm trying to allocate myself not to say the dumb right anymore because I had made my point clear that there is no way I can inform those people who are not willing to understand the plight that Barack Obama is facing once he gets in office. So I'm basically going to say this simple, that you should dismiss Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, Bill O'Reilly, the Drudge Report, and Coulter, Fox News Channel, and many others who harbor and hating the opposition. And that includes independents, Democrats, progressives, the Green Party, Ralph Nader. They hate that type of strategy. So it's time to get past all that stuff and divorce Rush Limbaugh and Pat Robertson. It may be hard for a lot of the Republicans who are watching my video to understand, but it may be beneficial just to dismiss Rush Limbaugh as an entertainer and not as a political junkie or a political news analyst. What he is doing is infuriating those who are not understanding what's really going on in America. He's trying to divide and conquer. Him, as long as he can, will be on radio. Sean Hannity and Bill O'Reilly also. It's time to get past that stuff. Try to be more independent like Michael Savage or Glenn Beck or even Michelle Malkin. They are more independent-minded. They think more towards true conservative values compared to what you see in the mainstream. And I'm trying to be real clear. What kind of message could the Republican Party bring so they can at least allocate minorities into the party, or they can allocate those who are not on the social conservative front, like the pro-abortion crowd or the gay rights crowd, or those who are not into religion. Those are the people who usually tend to lean Democratic. I'm trying to think, what can the Republican Party do to help out with the economy? Congressman Mike Turner my representative from this area, won against his Democratic opponent. Right now, he's going to be facing uphill challenges when the new Congress comes into session because he had just realized that Dayton had lost GM, Dayton has lost hundreds of jobs, and many Americans are out of work, and Dayton, as well as Ohio, is experiencing high unemployment rate. The Democratic governor, Ted Strickland, is doing the best he can to at least get the government back on the right track, but it seems to be more or less likely he's going to fix the problems overnight. And with Barack Obama going in as the president of the United States, facing 2 wars, an economic recession, global problems, which means Israel and the Palestinian territories, it's going to be challenging for both the Democratic Party and the Republican Party to fix the messes that our legacy of George W. Bush has left. Now, I want you to realize that we got to have to step up by saying that we can never call another American dumb, ignorant, or call someone liberal or conservative. We need to just focus on calling people Americans. Everyone has to stand together and solve these crises. We have to work together. I mean, you may not like some of the policies that Barack Obama is bringing when he becomes president, and that's fine. You may not have voted for him. That's fine. But you got to remember, he's going to be leading the country into trying to figure out a solution to get out of Iraq, Afghanistan, and try to fix the economic mess that's not only affecting the United States, but it's affecting the world in general. Republicans have to go back to the traces of what Theodore Roosevelt, Ronald Reagan, and of course the late William F. Buckley. Legends had names. And I think that those are the 3 main examples of how the Republican Party thinks right now. They want to try to go back to the standards of Ronald Reagan or William F. Buckley. But it's time to moderate themselves. It's time to move towards the middle. I mean, you're going to try to win some of the Democratic voters. Don't try to divide and conquer. That strategy didn't work, especially with Barack Obama. And seeing that he's African American, a lot of the black people voted for him because he was black. That's true. But due to the fact of the divisive strategies, not only from the Clinton campaign, but from the Republican Party by using the former pastor of Trinity United Church as a scapegoat for Barack Obama, it energized the black voters to go out and vote against incumbent senators like Elizabeth Dole or congressmen like many in Ohio, Texas, and of course California. Big states, big populations. Texas will earn 4 more congressional seats that might lean towards Democrats. California will stay stagnation, I think. And Georgia and North Carolina will grow also with another seat being offered. Ohio will lose 2 congressional seats in 2010. It's due to the economic recession that's hit not only this state, but many other states in the Midwest. Of course, I'm doing myself a favor by posting videos out there to inform both Republican and Democrat that our country needs a direction that will be forthcoming. What can we do to establish a moderate country? Independent voters like myself tend to lean towards the Democrats because they know what kind of issues I'm interested in listening to. But if the Republican Party cannot offer that, I will try to be more democratic on many more elections. So I'm just giving you advice. The slogan here for the Republicans is simple. Growth and strength will succeed our country. Say it with me. Growth and strength will succeed our party and our country. I just came up with a slogan. I hope the Republican Party uses it. Again, you know, this is my honest opinion on what's going on with the government, what's going on with the media, and of course my community. Post your comments at the bottom. Thank you for visiting.